What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive right into our first news. Du Plessis has made it clear that he's ready to climb back toward UFC gold, and he believes the path begins with a clash against Brendan Allen. After getting dominated in his last fight against Hamza and losing his middleweight title, Du Plessis is determined to restart his championship run with a statement win. In his mind, Brendan is the perfect opponent to smash through on his way back to the belt. He didn't mince words when expressing how badly he wants that fight, saying he would love to smash Brendan's face in, especially if it pushes him closer to reclaiming what he believes is rightfully his. He explained that he isn't looking for a hype fight or some flashy money matchup. That's not what motivates him right now. His focus is singular: get back into title contention as quickly as possible. According to Du Plessis, Brendan may be riding momentum with a couple of wins, but calling out former champions doesn't automatically put him on the same level. Still, Du Plessis is more than willing to meet him inside the octagon if it makes sense in the rankings, and if it's the fight that moves him one step closer to another championship opportunity. During a recent interview, Du Plessis spoke passionately about his mindset. He said that as a champion, you get to select opponents. But even then, he has always chosen the toughest challenge available. That's just how he operates. He wants the best guy next. He wants the fighter who will elevate his position, not someone who simply brings attention or a paycheck. For him, the mission is straightforward. He needs the matchup that will get him back into the title picture in the quickest possible way. He also touched on the current landscape of the division. He acknowledged that there are plenty of fighters who could make sense, plenty of names on win streaks, and plenty of athletes who are hungry for a big opportunity. But he emphasized that he doesn't care who the UFC puts in front of him, as long as the fight moves him toward his belt. That's the only thing he's concerned about. Whether it's Brendan or someone else, Du Plessis wants whoever gets him back into contention with the least amount of delay. His focus, intensity, and determination all point toward one goal: returning to championship form and proving he's still one of the best middleweights in the world. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to support the channel. Moving on to another news, the conversation around Merab heated up during his recent Media Day interview, where he opened up about an interaction that left him genuinely frustrated. According to Merab, a fighter and that fighter's manager called him after their bout and asked him not to post any pictures of them together. The request rubbed him the wrong way, especially because he feels fake hype and forced drama are unnecessary in promoting fights. He made it clear that he prefers authenticity, both inside and outside the octagon. Merab explained that after their fight, this fighter called him and said something along the lines of, "Oh, Merab, don't post pictures of me. We were just building the fight." Merab recalled being confused and annoyed by the call. He wondered why the fighter had acted the way he did in the lead-up if it was all just manufactured hype. For Merab, that approach feels dishonest. He believes that fighters don't need to create fake storylines or disrespectful moments just to generate attention. As he put it, MMA fans will watch great fights regardless, and organic rivalry will always be more meaningful than staged conflict. To make matters worse, he said that another person, possibly the assistant or someone from the fighter's team, also called him with the same kind of message. Merab didn't appreciate any of it. He said he doesn't like when people try to shape narratives that aren't real or try to pressure him into playing along with hype that feels forced. In his mind, if something isn't organic, it shouldn't be turned into drama. He's never been a fan of trash talk for the sake of trash talk. He mentioned that he likes jokes, and he'll joke around from time to time, but only when it's natural. Manufactured disrespect isn't part of who he is. While Merab didn't mention any names, many people in the MMA community immediately began speculating that the fighter he referred to might be Umar, with some assuming the manager could be Ali Abdelaziz. But despite the rumors circling online, Merab kept things professional by not confirming anyone's identity. He simply stated that the situation was real, his reaction was real, and he stands by his belief that fighters should compete and build their profiles honestly, without relying on fake drama that doesn't reflect who they truly are. Moving on to another news, Paulo Costa has stirred up excitement on social media by posting that he will be fighting Roman Dolidze in February. Roman is coming off a loss to Anthony Hernandez and hasn't booked his next fight yet, so this matchup could make perfect sense for both fighters. Costa, on the other hand, is riding momentum after a unanimous decision victory over Roman Kopylov, and he used his tweet to share a confident and almost philosophical message about his career and journey. Paulo wrote, "There's a different energy in this drink, but this, everyone knows. From the streets of Brazil to the global stage of the octagon, I've been able to share my gifts with the world. Now it's time to return the favor. Roman Dolidze, February. See you." His words highlight not just his confidence in the cage, but also a sense of purpose and pride in representing his skills on a worldwide stage. This fight has quickly become a topic of discussion among MMA fans, as both fighters bring contrasting styles and storylines into the octagon. Costa has always been known for his aggressive striking and knockout power, while Roman is recognized for his resilience and versatile fighting approach. This contrast sets up an intriguing clash between a striker on a mission and a fighter eager to bounce back after a tough loss. With the fight officially hinted at on social media, anticipation is building for UFC's February card. Fans are eager to see how Costa's power will match up against Dolidze's technique, and both fighters are clearly motivated to make a statement. Paulo's message of sharing and returning favors adds another layer to the hype, emphasizing that this isn't just another fight. It's a chance for him to continue building his legacy in the middleweight division. The countdown to February begins, and the MMA community is ready for an exciting showdown. Moving on to another news. Du Plessis has shared his honest thoughts on the growing trend of long, wrestling-heavy fights in the UFC, including his own recent loss to Khamzat and JDM's latest matchup with Islam Makhachev. He didn't hold back when describing how these types of fights, while undeniably dominant in terms of control, can be extremely boring to watch. He explained that both bouts showcased high-level grappling, yet they lacked the excitement fans usually hope to see in big-stage fights. Du Plessis said that in both his fight and JDM's fight, the control time went on for nearly 20 minutes, which is impressive from a technical standpoint, but not exactly entertaining. He admitted that even he got bored during his own fight with Khamzat, especially because he spent most of the time stuck underneath, pinned to the canvas, unable to create the kind of action he prefers to deliver. He pointed out that the sport has shifted in certain moments, with some fighters relying heavily on positional dominance rather than looking for finishes or trying to create explosive exchanges. He emphasized that while fans often expect striking battles, MMA is not purely about stand-up fighting. It includes wrestling, grappling, transitions, and all the elements that make mixed martial arts what it is. Still, Du Plessis made it clear that being held down for extended periods strips away the excitement and dynamic flow that audiences crave. He feels that this style, although effective, doesn't always produce memorable performances or fan-friendly moments. Despite acknowledging the skill behind these dominant wrestling displays, he maintained that they simply aren't fun to watch. He understands why fans feel the same way, because he experienced the frustration firsthand. Being stuck on the ground for most of a fight, with limited opportunities to strike or create chaos, is something that left even him disengaged while it was happening. As he continues looking ahead to his potential next fight, possibly against Brendan Allen, Du Plessis seems eager to return to performances that allow him to showcase his power, pressure, and explosive style. Whether he faces Brendan or someone else, he wants matchups that deliver action, danger, and the kind of energy that keeps fans fully locked in from start to finish. Moving on to another news, we dive into the heated buildup surrounding the rematch between Merab and Petr Yan, a fight that has been 2 long years in the making. This highly anticipated showdown has fans buzzing, especially after Merab made it clear that he's not just coming in with his usual high-paced wrestling attack. Instead, he's issuing a bold warning to the entire UFC fan base, insisting that people should not be shocked if he ends the fight with a knockout. As the cameras followed him during a recent episode of UFC's Embedded, Merab appeared calm, confident, and fully locked in. He explained that fighting is something he lives every single day, and that his consistency in training makes him feel like he can step into the cage at any moment. He said he's not even worried about the fight yet, because fighting is what he does naturally. He wakes up and he fights. That's his life. Merab went on to say that he's constantly improving. Every day in the gym, he sharpens new techniques, builds new weapons, and grows stronger mentally and physically. He emphasized that fans shouldn't be surprised if he ends up knocking Yan out or finishing him on the ground. According to him, the evolution of his skill set isn't slowing down. It's actually accelerating, and he believes that momentum will carry right into the rematch. The intensity of this rivalry makes the story even more compelling. Their first fight was fast, paced, gritty, and filled with non-stop pressure from Merab, while Yan tried to time his counters and slow things down. This time, Merab feels that adding striking improvements to his already relentless style could make all the difference. With the confidence he's displaying and the work he claims he's been putting in, he seems more than ready to showcase a complete performance when they finally clash again this weekend. Moving on to another news, Kamaru Usman has responded to Tyron Woodley's recent comments, which stirred up a heated debate in the MMA community. A few days ago, Tyron shut down Dana White's claim that Kamaru is the greatest welterweight of all time. According to Tyron, he believes Kamaru hasn't earned that title and argued that his own path was tougher. He referenced names like Demian Maia, Robbie Lawler, and Wonderboy, saying he took on all the top guys at their peak and did it all without playing politics. Tyron also claimed that Kamaru kissed up the most and took every fight possible just to stay on Dana's good side. Naturally, Kamaru didn't agree. On his Pound for Pound podcast, he addressed the comments directly. What stood out most was his disappointment rather than anger. He said he's actually been a fan of Tyron for a long time, but the way Tyron has been acting lately is making it really hard for him to continue supporting him. Kamaru questioned where all this negativity was even coming from. He pointed out that he's never spoken badly about Tyron in public, and that there's no personal beef between them that should justify these kinds of shots. Kamaru said that he's been hearing negative remarks from Tyron for a while now, not just about him, but also about his team and even their manager. He expressed frustration, saying none of this is his fault. He and his team didn't make the same choices Tyron did, and they didn't end up in the same position Tyron is in now. He said it hurts to see someone he once admired acting this way, and it's disappointing because he truly respected Tyron's journey and achievements. But the more Tyron keeps talking like this, the harder it becomes for Kamaru to stay a fan. The discussion surrounding the welterweight GOAT debate didn't end there. Just last week on the Ariel Helwani show, Carlos Prates claimed that he believes Kamaru is the greatest welterweight ever, but Ariel immediately shut that down, saying that Georges St-Pierre still holds that title without a doubt. Ariel made it clear that while Kamaru is exceptional, GSP remains the benchmark for the division. This whole back and forth has sparked a new wave of conversation among fans, analysts, and fighters about who truly deserves the welterweight GOAT crown. Whether people side with Tyron, Kamaru, or GSP, the debate continues to grow louder, and Kamaru's response has only added more fuel to the fire. Moving on to another news, Joshua Van has delivered a confident warning to Alexandre Pantoja ahead of their showdown this weekend at UFC 323. Van, who is attempting to become the first UFC champion born in the 2000s, has been gaining rapid attention for his incredible activity level. In just the last 5 years, he has competed in 21 fights, averaging 5 appearances per year. That makes him one of the most active fighters in the entire UFC roster, and fans have been praising his relentless work ethic and willingness to stay busy. Now that Van finally has his title shot, he wants to make it very clear that he didn't grind through all of those fights just to come up short. During Media Day, he spoke with confidence, saying he is here to take the belt from one of the greatest fighters the flyweight division has ever seen, Alexandre Pantoja. Van explained that earlier in his career, he had the mindset of, even if you lose, it's okay, but that mentality is gone now. At this level, fighting for UFC gold, losing is not an option he entertains. He's fully committed to winning and becoming the new champion, and he's not shy about telling the world what he plans to do on fight night. Van continued to show respect toward Pantoja, even going as far as saying he sees him as the flyweight GOAT over Demetrius Johnson. He explained that he started watching the UFC after 2017, meaning he didn't get to witness Mighty Mouse's legendary run in real time. For him, Pantoja was already at the top by the time he made his own debut, so naturally, he grew up watching Pantoja dominate. Because of that, Van views him as the greatest in the division, and he knows this matchup represents the classic story of the up-and-coming prospect versus the established great. While discussing Pantoja, Van also reacted to the champion's recent media comments about his goals. Pantoja revealed that he is aiming for the #1 spot on the UFC's pound-for-pound rankings. He acknowledged how tough that climb will be, especially with dominant names like Islam Makhachev, Khamzat, Merab, and even Alex Pereira in the mix. Pantoja said he feels grateful just to be mentioned among such elite fighters, calling this era one of the greatest times in MMA history because of how stacked the divisions are. But despite the difficulty, he still wants to prove on Saturday night that he is the best fighter in the world. His mission is to defend his belt, deliver another statement performance, and continue building a legacy that stands alongside the biggest names in the sport. Moving on to another news, we have some unfortunate updates as a UFC fighter has pulled out of a fight at UFC 324. Last night, Sherdog MMA reported that the matchup between Rose Namajunas and Alexa Graasso had been cancelled. According to the report, Graasso withdrew from the fight, and the reason for her withdrawal was not disclosed at the time of recording. Despite the setback, the UFC moved quickly to secure a replacement, resulting in a surprising new matchup. Rose Namajunas will now face Natalyia Silva at UFC 324. This change comes as a surprise, especially since Valentina Shevchenko had previously expressed interest in fighting Rose next. However, it seems Rose and the UFC wanted to keep her active, which opened the door for Silva. For those who may not be familiar with Natalyia, she is currently on an impressive 7-0 run in the UFC, and her most recent victory came against none other than Alexa Graasso, the fighter who withdrew from this bout. Natalyia revealed the news to Sherdog MMA during a recent interview, explaining that the UFC reached out to her with the opportunity. She said that Valentina wouldn't be ready in January, and the UFC wanted her to fight once more before the next set of matchups. She expressed her readiness to face Rose, stating, "I don't know what happened to Alexa, but if I want to be the UFC champion, I have to face any challenge. I'll be ready by then." Regarding her preparation for Rose Namajunas, Natalyia acknowledged the toughness of her new opponent. She praised Rose's footwork and her ability to rely on takedowns when striking doesn't go her way. She also shared that she and her team have already begun studying Rose to develop a game plan designed to secure a victory. This sudden change adds a new layer of excitement to UFC 324, as fans now get to see Rose Namajunas tested against a rising star in Natalyia Silva. Both fighters bring unique strengths to the cage, making this reshuffled bout one of the most intriguing matchups on the card. The UFC community will be watching closely to see how Rose adapts to this last-minute change and how Natalyia capitalizes on her opportunity to continue her undefeated streak. Moving on to another news, Beneil Dariush has sparked speculation about a possible move up to welterweight. In a recent interview with Submission Radio, Dariush opened up about considering a shift to 170 pounds and the steps he's taking to make an informed decision. He explained that instead of saying he wasn't sure about moving up, he decided to gather some concrete data. Dariush revealed that he recently did a DEXA scan, which showed him at 185 to 186 pounds with around 10% body fat. That essentially means he has about 19 pounds of fat to lose to make a typical lightweight cut, highlighting just how much easier a welterweight division might be for him. The scan gave him valuable insight into his current body composition and how his weight management could change if he moves up a division. After getting the results, Dariush said he reached out to the UFC to coordinate further testing. He plans to go to the UFC offices this week to run more evaluations, ensuring that if he does make the jump, it's done safely and effectively. His approach shows a thoughtful, professional mindset, as he wants to make sure he can compete at a high level without compromising his health or performance. This development has fans buzzing, as Dariush has been a top contender in the lightweight division for years. Moving up to welterweight would open up new matchups and potential title opportunities against some of the biggest names in the division. Dariush's combination of skill, versatility, and strategic planning makes him a dangerous addition to any weight class. The MMA community is now watching closely to see if he officially makes the jump and how he adapts to the challenges of a higher weight division, bringing his well-rounded game against bigger and stronger opponents. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for your daily dose of MMA news.